Hello everybody. So you read the thumbnail. This is yet another goodbye video. Why am I saying goodbye? Because I'm tired. Very tired. School's gonna be starting back up soon, so I'm gonna have to get on that. Luckily I'm homeschooled, so I don't have to hang out with a bunch of chuds. And, well, I have no editor. I can't pay him, because I'm not making enough to... I don't have enough subscribers to make any money at all. Hell, if you look behind me, I've got 92 on the board. I was at 96, 95 tops, I think. And then climbed down to 92. Got me a little sad, but still was hope. 93. Okay. Sat there for a while, then I released the brisket video. The one that I made as a gaming video. Got down to 92. That's why I'm making this video. Because I'm fucking done. You can see the pain in my voice. You know those YouTube short channels that make the videos on like, use this audio and you can get million subscribers or 1K subscribers or 10K or 500K. And I love how they just blow up. It makes no sense at all. But someone who takes their time into their videos, makes them, edits them, gets like 10 views and 2 likes. Which I very well know one of the people liking it is Enzo. And then the second person may be a subscriber who's sticking around with me. But I mean, what's going to be those 2 people who really see this video anyways? I have 92 subscribers, and none of them seem to ever really interact with any of the videos that I make. They're subscribed, but they really don't interact. Half of the subscribers are Therians and furries, because they found out about me from Enzo, rocking, what, 2K now? I don't know, let me look it up. Wow, so much for having Ethernet on this thing that's literally right over there, and it sucks ass. It's still loading up things. Okay, well, I spoke a little too soon. It's 1.58K. So, 1,058 subscribers. Now, last time when I left, I gave her a lot of shit for having a bunch of subscribers. I don't really care about that now. I don't care the amount of subscribers I have. It's just the fact that I put a lot of time into the videos and I get shit, but people can go on YouTube Shorts here and make a bullshit video on, oh, use this audio and you can get this, and get 500K subscribers just like that. So the channel will be staying up. I feel like I've made some pretty good videos. Most of my shorts seem to do really good though. But, like the ThinkPad video, ThinkPad's behind me, that did pretty good. That was one of my first really big videos, along with the vehicle endurance and handling, which I have a guy who commented on there saying that it was coming back. The game's not coming back. I haven't seen any updates. Then, next video I did, which performed really well, is actually the tower right there. Which I've actually got a few cool things for it now. I hit up a Goodwill and a pawn shop around me. AliExpress, why are you emailing me? And I got a few things that are pretty good, but we'll get on to those later. But yeah, I'm just tired of making videos and getting nothing. Very few interactions, very few anything. The views, most of the views that show up is just me rewatching my video because I thought it was pretty good. But to some people, I guess it wasn't. So, the other day, I was feeling like making this video, but I held it off for a little while just to see how it progressed on, because I actually got a comment from someone who said this is a fun watch. I don't know if you guys remember the last Tour of the Dream SMP files that I got. I found it out from Venice and downloaded the Google Drive link, I believe it was. and he actually saw my video and commented on it. I felt good about that, because I mean, holy shit, I made a video and someone actually found it, and I tagged him in the description, but someone actually found it, and a person who I kind of look up to for his videos, because he does pretty good videos. They're not, they're kind of like Yeah Jaren's videos. I believe I'm saying that right. It's like they're not, one after one. They're every month or so, maybe every 2 months, and he gets a good amount of views for them. And that's what you kind of do. You split up your videos, but you got to put a shit ton of time into them and make them like 30 minutes to an hour to even 2 hour videos. I have done that with PC builds and stuff, like the ThinkPad, and in that video I took apart the ThinkPad and installed, swapped out the hard drive and had Windows 8, what it shipped with, on it. And then I did the CMOS battery and installed, I didn't install, I messed around with Windows XP 32-bit, which now it's got 64-bit on it. But to conclude the Mark 90 Plays era, which I've had that name forever. I really would like to show everybody some of my old videos that I tried doing. I really looked up to Plain Rock 124 back in the day. Now he's posting kind of racist things on Twitter. It's a bit weird. I looked up to him back in the day just because of his vintage Macs videos. Like, I finally have a vintage iMac G3, but no, it was in its box and got heavily water damaged, and it was destroyed because of the PRAM battery leaking, which does it on a lot of old Macintosh boards, I found out. But I got a Puck mouse and a old style Blueberry keyboard out of it, and it actually looks nice. And I remember seeing a old Reddit post, I think it was, maybe a 4chan post, about someone who put like a hat on top of their iMac, and that's what I did here. I put a Blue Champion hat I got at a fair last year, around the same time, around August, on it, and it looks cool. Will I ever plan on fixing it? Maybe. I looked into it for a while. Then I had to get a vehicle. Yes, I'm 14 years of age, but might as well start early. So, most of my money's been going into that. It runs. It does run. And as I'm leaving this, and if I get bored, I may start a car channel. You may not know it's me. I'll maybe show my face. But I had one before. I actually was making one when I stopped making videos here for a while. Then I said, I'm done with this. It's kind of bipolar stuff going on here, okay? Because it's like, you have a phase. I have an electronics phase. That just crashed for some reason. Oh, shit. Okay, that was close. Don't try and run, old Windows 98 wallpaper screensavers on that, I guess. And it's kind of weird. You have the phase, like electronics phase. I do a lot of electronic modding. And I kind of go into vehicles. I really like vehicles, if you can't tell from all the memorabilia on the wall. Yes, those are CDs of Windows XP 64-bit and Windows 2000 Service Pack 4 hanging on the back wall there. But some of the old videos I did was using Plain Rock 124's old intro. It was the weird one, kind of guitar solo sounding one. When he used to have Mario like Vine was still a thing, so he had his Vine tag, Twitter tag, Instagram, and something else, I think. Maybe it was a Patreon tag, I don't know. But it's when he was young. He had braces, for Christ's sake. I watched a lot of his old videos. I liked his old videos. So I decided to make some of my own, and it was showing off my electronics. You ever hear of the company called Nabi? It was a company involved with who makes a lot of the board games. Yeah, I think it was Hasbro. And they made a Android 5 tablet, I think, Nabi Tab A, and I would show that off in the video. And then at that point, it was 2020 when the COVID pandemic was around, and my grandmother passed away, so I inherited, this is when I first got into PCs, I inherited her Dell Inspiron 3520, which was a Windows 8 kind of tablet PC. It could fold back, but not fully. Kind of flexes like the ThinkPad, like it can turn into a flat-faced object. But I loved the thing. It had a 300 gigabyte SATA hard disk, and whopping 4 gigabytes of RAM, I think, and it ran Windows 10 pretty good. It wasn't the fastest, but hey, it was a laptop and it was thick. There's a bike flying up my street right now. I'm not gonna question it. It had all ports. It had VGA, HDMI, Ethernet. It was thick, but a little bit thicker than the ThinkPad actually. Showed that off in the video. I had a few cheap ass MP3 players I got off of Amazon that I showed off. It was kind of like, here's my tech collection. And what I did is I used my mom's phone a lot. It was a Galaxy S10e, and I would take it, and I had this old Sony Handycam, I think. I actually still have it. Hold on. I've lost the charger for it, but it was this one. The lens also has a problem with closing, but I loved it. I made some good videos with it. And I'd take my mom's phone, and on YouTube I'd play the old Plain Rock 124 intro, and I'd set the camera onto the ground so it's just complete darkness. This was before I knew how to edit, and then I learned how to edit finally in 2023. I figured out how to edit. It took a while, and I kind of went away from it, but then 2024 came around, I started editing again, and then 2025 hit. My family was in financial trouble, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start a YouTube, see if I can make some subs. And then told Enzo about it, and then she blows up. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's enough on the rant here. Let's look at the things I got from a few of the things I got from a Goodwill and a pawn shop, and then we'll conclude the videos. Conclude the Mark 90 Plays era. So, one last thing I do want to go over is I may go through and I may edit some of my old videos that I have saved actually still. One was me playing on a pink Nintendo Switch. I've now modded with the clear case from Extreme Braid, I believe, but I broke the screen during it because I didn't really know how to take the hairdryer around it, pry off the display cover, and then put it on. But I did that, and before it was still pink in that video, and I was playing Animal Crossing, but there I knew how to edit. I was just kind of pause, play, just when I knew I was using it. So, next video was when I used VirtualBox, and I used Blender a few times. It was kind of based on the Peter Knetter series that he did, where he made characters that people requested on the Chicken Cat Patreon, and he modeled them up. I made Pikachu and Mario, I think, and they were very spherical. So, yeah. I may edit those, and I may post them, and I'll post the dates that I made them. But let's look at the few things I got, and then that will be the end. I actually got a Game Boy Color for $50, and there's literally nothing wrong with it. I'm really surprised there's nothing wrong with it. Hold on, I'll set it up after. And then I got this at the Goodwill, old Dell monitor, so it actually looks like proper Windows XP now. With this, definitely fits in. So, oh yeah, it's connected to my Wi-Fi. No safety hazards with, connecting to the Wi-Fi, but I don't care. This was at Goodwill a few weeks ago. I got a compact keyboard. This is what I was talking about in the brisket video on how it's got an old Windows 98, like Windows NT 4.0 one, and it actually sounds really good and plays really good. So that's why I have it on my main computer here, my main Windows 10 computer. Don't worry about that. I just had to dig through to get the camera. everything set up here now with the monitor from the other computer there over here, and that's still running Ubuntu. I've got a few games throughout them, like at the Goodwill. I got Red Dead Redemption for the Xbox 360, and then just yesterday I got Forza Horizon 3, which I've always wanted for the Xbox One. You can no longer get it on the store, and I've always really wanted to play it because it's based in Australia. So I'm getting into that now. It's the only Forza game I really own without Game Pass. Then I saw at the pawn shop I got that Game Boy at. He had a bucket that was pretty cheap. I'm pretty sure I got this for free because it was only $55 for all of that. Actually, so the Nintendo Switch, he had one in he had this set in like a glass thing that you could look at. And that's where I saw the Game Boy in the bottom. And then he had a PS2 Fat and a PS2 Slim. One for $79, the other one for $99. The Slim was $99. And he actually had the limited edition Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch. I really wanted to get that, but he wanted $180 for that. So this, he just had a bucket of like game holders, a bunch of DS game holders, and I was hoping he had a Nintendo Switch one, and he did. So all 4 games I have for Switch, all most known games pretty much, I can actually put in there now. So that's convenient. Anyways, I cleaned up the Game Boy because it was nasty. But it is an actual Game Boy Color in Atomic Purple, which I thought these were rare, but millions sold. So I guess they weren't rare. I could have swore they were rare, but it's got quite a few scratches on the display, to say the least. But hey, it works. Only problem, doesn't have the back cover, but I'm looking into, on Amazon, looking into get the LCD replacement with the touch things on the top, so you can adjust like brightness and stuff. And then on eBay, I found one that someone probably 3D printed for it. It's got Game Boy along the back. Did peel off the Game Boy sticker here, though. There's normally supposed to be a sticker there. But it cleaned up really nicely and was actually really easy to take apart. I never knew how easy they were to take apart. But let's listen to it. Probably going to be barely able to see it, but speakers here. Yeah, it's reflecting. Anyways, Radar Mission is the only game I have for it. But it works. I was playing it last night. I got Radar Mission actually like a year ago at another thrift store that's since closed. But I think it's time to... Oh, shit. Gotta move back. I think it's time to finally call it. I've had a good time making videos, to say the least, but if my channel ever does get the interactions, let's say in another 5 years, I may come back. But for now, I think it's time to just give it up. So, thank you guys for all the support. The whopping 92 subscribers. Well, highest I've probably been was 95. And I will see you never next time. Goodbye. Oh, my bone snapped.